Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
We hope you guys are doing well. We hope that you guys have your preparations in order
Yes.
in every way. Cindy made another trip to the dentist today, and the occlusion was off because she has basically two crowns in opposition. So they had to do some adjustment, and she's pain free at the moment. Thank you.
I know, this adjustment stuff, but I do encourage people to go if you need to go now, because I have a feeling in the not too distant future they're going to require some kind of treatment for you to see a doctor.
Doctor, a dentist, or pretty much anything. It depends, again, as we've been saying, on where you are. And thankfully, there are choices right now to be had as far as that goes. And so when I read this, I immediately thought of our buddy Dave over at Adapt 2030, as he is a historian, especially when it comes to things like the weather cycles. Extreme weather like drought, floods, signal looming wars. So warns this ancient manuscript from Korea that goes back 2,000 years. And it talks about that. The biggest threat to bring a war into existence is when we have exactly what we got going on now. When you have extreme weather, which causes food shortages, then armies go on the move.
Yes, they do, and things start moving and shaking.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It's the history of the three kingdoms of Korea, and I've done a lot of study of the Three Kingdoms period over in China, as it was just a fascinating historical time, and it's basically echoed over here in Korea as well. And this is what it comes down to, and this is talking about a period from 18 BC to 660 CE. This is it's just basically, it's something that should be kind of self-evident, that when resources are not abundant, there are always those that will go try to take others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's always people looking for opportunity.
Unfortunately, we got to learn how to work together. Do you think 2.5 billion T-Rexes work together?
But look, he's brushing his teeth.
Yeah, those wow, those are some big teeth.
That's a big toothbrush.
And I've always wondered about this. They say 2.5 billion T-Rex have inhabited the planet. 2.5 billion in the roughly 2.4 million years the species existed. Gotta wonder. So were the dinosaurs nothing but a draconian experiment? Or perhaps, is this what the draconians evolved from on other planets, like over there in the Orion area?
I don't know. It could be from these to the Dracos, and from us, they say we came from monkeys to us, so who knows?
Oh, we are many things.
Yes.
We are many things, and that's the same thing with other humanoid species out there. Combination of so many things. There was another article you were showing me today, Cindy, about them. It was China, I think, was merging human and chimp. Wasn't human and chimp DNA in order to harvest organs? That's just an atrocity in and of itself, is it not?
That was extremely disturbing. And, the reason I do look at the Facebook news is because I want to know what they're putting out in front of us, what they're actually going to tell the truth about. And when you see something like that on the mainstream news, they're miles ahead.
Oh, exactly. So yeah, wow, that's a lot of food to feed 2.5 billion of those things.
Indeed, yes.
By the way, we have the arrival of a CME coming, a slow-moving CME. Solar wind parameters over the past 12 hours indicate the arrival of a slow-moving CME. Coronal mass ejection likely produced on the 10th of April. Minor geomagnetic storm should be hitting us. So, again, you might feel off. I've noticed that it usually makes me feel a little sleepy. Some people say they have the opposite effect, and then it definitely has an effect on the Earth, as a lot of times we see more quakes and volcanic activity as well. And if we look at it there, you see the KP index on the 15th. Razzing.
And regardless, if you're listening to this channel, you guys are sensitive and you feel it too.
So we have the 10th and 11th asteroids that are going to be flying by within a lunar distance this month. 2021 GF10 fly by at a third of a lunar distance, and then 2021 GN10 to fly by at 3/4 of a lunar distance. And these are two that are decent size, but no real threat, at least according to these calculations. Tropical storm Surigay is intensifying on its way towards the Philippines. And, so this makes me think won't be long. We had some May storms here in the U.S. Seems like the season is, starting earlier and earlier. And it is supposed to be a busy hurricane season over here as well.
Yeah, it is. It's picking up already.
And everything is bigger in Texas, so we got gorilla hail pounding north central Texas, which did so much damage. This is because of the difference in the cold fronts, the intensification disparity. Like, we dropped 30 degrees. I mean, we went from being just about 90 to being like 58, 59.
That was weird.
It was weird, and when you get hail like this, it could theoretically kill somebody. We've seen it in certain parts of the globe, actually end up killing a lot of livestock and definitely damaging cars, without a doubt. So this is another thing to be aware of. And we have the biggest rock fall in 60 years at the UK's Jurassic coast. Big, massive landfall. The Earth is starting to change at a faster and faster rate. And we got 7 new volcanoes that came on this past week. So, things are ratcheting up, most definitely. And by the way, 34 quakes rattled the world's largest active volcano. Not Kilauea, Mauna Loa. So that's interesting. Raising fears of an eruption, Mauna Loa. Now, this is interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on that one.
This one covers half of the big island of Hawaii.
Wow.
So, yeah, this is curious. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. Cold outbreaks are not caused by global warming. Dr. Jay Lair and Tom Harris. And, again, talks about the whole... She's giggling.
It's like, come on, you guys. Really?
Everything gets turned into a political debate.
Yes.
Doesn't it? It's so sad that this world is just all about one agenda or another agenda.
It is.
Why can't we just work together to overcome?
Well, we could, like us and people who listen to this channel, we could.
I honestly, I hadn't planned talking about it, but I think it all comes down to the monetary system.
Yep.
Our whole system, it creates greed. And it creates a desire for power, and it also creates hoarding things. When you have, as we've talked about, these billionaires, and the billionaires had banner years because of the lockdown. Come on, the billionaires did better than ever because of the lockdown. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it there.
Leave it there, yep.
So winter strikes back with more April snow in Hungary, as we are seeing a trend to the colder weathers. And I'm wondering right now, because it's pretty cool out today again. And I was looking at the week 10 days ahead. It's going to warm up a little bit, but we still have some cool days. I wonder, will we be talking about a summerless summer, basically. In the very near future. All it's going to take is, something VEI 6 or 7, or, a combination thereof as far as, new volcanic activity, big volcanic activity, and things are going to get seriously cool. It's time to start doing that geothermal greenhouse, guys.
Get it going.
Yeah, well, first we got to actually get a house.
Minor details.
Right? So we see a mountain lion warning for Arizona. There's a pretty vicious little video here that, watch at your own discretion. But, they're most definitely something to be aware of. We know firsthand because I actually saw one on the path right in front of us. and it was sneaking around trying to get behind us. And they do attack from behind, as you can see here. And they do basically, latch on and try to, get the jugular. And so be aware, this was over by Tucson in Arizona. And we would go for walks in northern New Mexico and see the mountain lions. And sometimes we saw footprints from what looked to be 3 or 4 different size mountain lions fresh from, the night or the morning where we were hiking. So we were very aware.
Yeah, we saw a couple critters that were dead and their heads were missing too.
Yeah, just the head taken. It was a fox and some other stuff too. And Illinois man finds a mysterious ancient tunnel beneath his house. And they say this was built probably in the 1840s, and they don't really have an explanation for it. Underground Railroad? Mud flood? What do you guys think? This is kind of interesting. Alton, Illinois.
I don't know. It looks like a really cool treehouse underground though.
Yeah, do you know what's underneath Paris? Do you know what's underneath New York and London? Those cities are on top of other cities. It's really wild to get into this whole line of thinking and doing research on it. But again, Underground Railroad comes to mind. Even mud flood comes to mind. I wonder what the real answer is. They don't know.
Nope, they don't.
Guys, thanks for being part of the family. Thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Anybody that needs to reach us for an appointment, it's evolutionaryenergyarts@gmail or eearts@protonmail.com. And Cindy's going to give us a ding.
I got the weighted fork, you guys. So I want to know. It's silent, but I want to know who feels this. Okay, you ready?
So a little experiment there. Let's see if anybody could feel that.
Yes, that's the one I use for repatterning, so it's a fun one.
Well, thank you guys. As always, God bless and namaste.
Namaste.